We're in South Korea with Kia driving the all-new PV5.
What's a PV5 and who gets it? That's right, we're in a cargo van.
We're in a cargo van, in an electric cargo van.
In Korea. It's all adding up to be a quite unique day, Andrea.
Yep.
Never in my life did I think I'd see you driving a cargo van.
I know. I'm thinking about all the things that I can put back there.
All right, let's get into what is propelling this thing.
There are 3 battery options for the PV5 cargo van. In Canada, we are only getting the larger battery. It's the 71.2 kilowatt hour battery with 412 kilometers, 256 miles of range. It has 161 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive model.
So we've been following the progress of this PV5 for almost 2 years. It was just under 2 years ago we saw it for the very first time at the Consumer Electronics Show. Then we saw it at EV Day last year in Spain. And now we have Andrea driving a cargo van in Korea.
How about that? Now, it was interesting to see the concept at the Consumer Electronics Show 2 years ago. I thought it was pretty cool back then. It's really a multi-purpose vehicle. That's what this is all about. So think Lego and the building concept. There are 16 variations. We are only going to get the cargo van in Canada. I do hope the passenger van comes one day. I think it looks really good. Unfortunately, at this time, the US market is not confirmed for the cargo van.
But they have what's called the chicken tax. And you're not allowed to bring in any kind of commercial vehicle into the market. You have to pay an extra duties, okay. So that's not going to happen for the US. Canada has raised their hand and said, we'll take some from this very factory we're driving by right now. So they've decided it's interesting to do cargo van only and not the passenger version that they're getting in other markets, especially for the European market. But they say they have the Carnival minivan, but you know what? They also have SUVs that are gas and hybrid, and they also have electrics.
Well, and also the Carnival is a hybrid and a gas model, and this PV5 is a little bit smaller. And what I really like about it, and why I would like to see the passenger van in Canada or for the North American market for that matter, is just the size of it. Like, it feels so spacious and open when you're driving it, but it's great in the city, like maneuverability in and out of traffic. You should see me go.
The interesting thing is the main players on the gas side that offered these smaller urban delivery style vehicles like the Transit Connect, the Ram ProMaster City, and so on, they've all been discontinued, which I don't understand because they're immensely popular. So this, I think it's quite smart to bring the cargo model in because, well, we don't know the price of it yet, but if it's priced competitively, there will be people that take this up. We had a guy come by to repair a fridge the other day, and he was driving, I think it was a Ford Transit Connect, a small little van, and you could get by on an electric version for that.
The price is really going to make a difference for Kia. I can tell you that. If they can come in at a more affordable option, I think that this, people are going to have a positive impression of it.
Well, it looks pretty cool. It looks very cool. That's what I like about it. So that's where this is playing. It's small, it's electric, and it has good range on that battery. On the European cycle is well over 400 kilometers.
I know, it's very good. The official range numbers have not been announced for Canada, but usually that European test cycle, they do get better range, so you can expect about 20% less for the Canadian market.
But Andrea, I'm going to tell you a little story. Before Andrea, I was a courier. When I grew up in Toronto, my mom and my stepfather owned a courier company, and I spent all day in a delivery van, delivering packages for a courier company. So I know this experience very well. And what you want, if you want to spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day in a delivery vehicle, is comfort, ease of use, and good on gas, because that's the #1 operating cost. And with this, you'd have no gas costs.
And that's where I think the PV5 is going to play into a company's fleet. You want something that is fuel efficient. And if you're driving a lot in the city, you've got your drop-offs, you're in bumper to bumper traffic, having something that is more fuel efficient will be a big player within that company. As well, I like the idea that you can change this up. Yes, you use it as a cargo van, but if you want it to be a flower shop in the back, a food truck, a mobile office, you can do all that stuff. The possibilities are endless with this.
Yeah, so it's an open canvas, and you can do, there's going to be lots of upfitting going on. Now, a couple of years ago at the Consumer Electronics Show, and they had the same display they showed us here at the factory. They have the cab where we're sitting here, and the electric platform underneath, and then they could put different things, different cabs and things on the back, and that's where they want to end up. They're not there yet. I said, is that actually going to come to market? And they said they're working on it for 2030. That's not too many model years away. So you would be able to do exactly what Andrea said, have it as a cargo van during the week, and then on the weekend you put your camper on there and go away on the weekend.
Yeah, you can switch from business to pleasure. And
it's like a mullet, Andrea. It's business in the front, party in the back.
Party in the back. Yeah, and I think that that's the key, is that it's just flexible for people. This vehicle can do so much more than just one thing, one responsibility. You know, when you drive these kinds of vans, they're not that responsive. The driving dynamics are not that great because they're used for a purpose, to move items around. So Kia really focused on creating a suspension that's comfortable.
Okay, here comes a speed bump.
Here's
Are there a lot of speed bumps here? Let's go over it.
Good to have a speed bump.
Yeah,
See
but
this?
I just want to jump in on that for a moment, Andrew, because when they gave the presentation this morning, they talked about everything in the auto industry's top secret.
Yes.
It's all about industrial espionage. They're trying to figure out what they're doing and vice versa.
Yeah.
With this product, they actually went to market and they spoke to people who use delivery vehicles and what are the pain points and how are they going to take them away.
Yeah.
And I asked that question as someone who used to be a courier, spending 10 hours a day in a van like this. The pain points are comfort and all those sorts of things. They said they got all that feedback from their consumers and they wanted it to feel like a car and not like a van.
Yeah, exactly. And they achieved that. It is quiet. It feels refined. These roads are pretty good in South Korea, so they do, you know,
don't brake. Just go over the speed bump. I just want to see what it does.
Here we go.
It's not bad.
Little bouncy.
Little bouncy. All we need is about 400 or 500 pounds worth of stuff in the back. It would smooth it right out.
By the way, the payload is over 1,500 pounds. If you have it at 100% capacity, you're going to lose some of that range. It's going to bring it down to about 385 kilometers on that test cycle. That's one of their big focuses, is they want more range in the vehicle. So I wanted to go back that Kia did say that they tuned the suspension just to feel a little bit more refined.
They want it to be like a car. So when you're driving this all day, the seats have to be comfortable. Another one, a lot of people don't realize, if you spend a lot of time in a car every day, the number one thing that makes you tired is noise. It's called noise fatigue. And because you've got a battery underneath the floor, a lot of the noise radiates through the bottom, and you have that extra layer there. So it's really quite refined and quiet on the inside. So that's all really good. Now on paper, it doesn't even have 200 pound-feet of torque.
No.
It doesn't have 200 pound-feet of torque, and it's front-wheel drive.
I was a little bit concerned about the horsepower and torque number going into this, but after driving it, there's plenty of power. You have to remember this is a pure electric vehicle, and that makes a massive difference between a gas model with that much horsepower and torque. What it is missing is that snap, that instant acceleration. It's a little bit slower when you're accelerating quickly, but you'll find on the highway for passing power, it's just fine. And of course, in the city is no problem at all.
All right, you don't want snap with a delivery van. You know why? Because if you hit the throttle, everything in the back hits the back door, and if you jam on the brakes too much, everything hits this. So you have to be kind of smooth when it's got full of stuff.
But if you buy the passenger van, you actually might want that instant snap. But you have to remember, this is the cargo van, and maybe it works well for the cargo van, but some people might want that instant snap with the passenger van.
Okay, so because it's a cargo van, you have to be able to load things in and out easily. and they've done a good job with that. You've got the doors at the back that swing out, and then they swing out to be fully open, and then you've got doors on either side and a very low load height, which is good for your back loading things in. But because it's very low, it isn't a lot of ground clearance, which means in snow, you're going to be scraping over the snow.
Kia said that when they designed this vehicle that they really worked on making sure that the battery was protected. That was important to them, especially for the cargo van. But if you were to get in an accident, the battery is better protected.
Well, it's fun and fresh, Andrea. The one we saw in the CES show, they had the reader on the front. You could actually, set the name and things. This doesn't have that, but it's cool looking.
And it really does almost look like the concept. Like they didn't really stray from it too much. I think it's futuristic. I said to Zach today when we pulled over and then all of them were lined up in a row because we took a coffee break, and I was like, wow, this is just going to be so neat to see this on the road. I really like the look of it, and I'm a big fan of that passenger van.
Andrea, can you tell Andrew's pushing for the passenger van?
I'm hoping, maybe if I say it enough.
Yeah.
The PV5's LED headlamps are integrated into the front bumper to reduce damage risk. And front and rear bumpers are divided into 3 sections for easy replacement. As well, the black wheel arch cladding and rocker panels are durable and easy to replace. So this makes it easy for you. If anything is damaged, you can replace it quickly. It also has both indoor and outdoor vehicle to load capability with a 220 volt power supply.
Yeah, so I would get up early in the morning, Andrea. I'd be out in the van all day long. Back then, it was a Dodge with a slant 6.
And did it feel like this? Was it as comfortable as this?
Well, actually, the old Dodge was pretty good. It was a bigger van than this, but this would have been perfect. For people who are couriers, you want a van because you make more money delivering, obviously, bigger items or more payload. So this would have been perfect, and not spending, my gas bill every month was astronomical.
Yeah.
So this would have been really good. But there's a couple of high and low points for me on ergonomics on the inside. So this armrest comes down, but it doesn't go down to 90 degrees. It's kind of a bit of an angle. And then this armrest here is much lower. And when you're spending 10 hours a day in a van, like that should be adjustable up. The big window on the side is great though.
You had said that it doesn't come down all the way, but that didn't bother me. No. Why would that bother you? Are you okay with that?
Doesn't bother me, Andrea.
Okay, good.
I just think it's great that it's this big open area. So it's very well done. The seating position is excellent.
Yeah.
And if I had the cargo thing, I think I'd take this out. I do miss a rear mirror.
Same here. It feels so weird driving without it. You really have to rely on the side mirrors, but at least the mirrors are very large on the side.
Or maybe you have a hole there. I don't know.
I like the storage. I've got my purse at the center console. You've got a couple of cup holders. There's also little trays to put things around, more in the front. Definitely a simplistic interior, more storage on the side, which I suppose for a cargo van, these are all the things that you want. These are manual seats in this model, but it has a manual height adjustment. So I'm thrilled about that on the driver's side as well as on the passenger side. This comes standard with a 7.5-inch driver display and a 12.9-inch touchscreen, which uses Android Automotive.
The problem with this though, I mean, Kia, we've been talking about this for years. So first of all, not a stitch of shiny hard plastic in here in a cargo van, go figure, but this is meant to be used for work. There were no real physical switches or buttons for the HVAC controls. The radio doesn't even have a volume knob on it.
No.
Sure, there's a volume knob here on the steering wheel, but the lack of physical buttons, I think, is a miss, considering this company usually does that stuff exceptionally well.
I was surprised to see that getting in here, that everything is done in the screen. I think that they should add some buttons. You need to have something as simple as a volume knob. We look back to Honda with the Honda Civic, and they just had that slider and it drove people nuts. They moved to a volume knob. So these little things would be nice to see. One great thing about Kia is that that they are quick to learn from consumers and they make changes fast.
But on the plus side, so the armrest difference is one thing. Seat comfort is pretty good. Height adjustment's great. Outward visibility, I would give a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Big mirrors, big windows, all that stuff is good. So is it a place you could spend 10 hours a day? Absolutely. And the noise fatigue, I can't overstate this enough. A quiet vehicle makes your day so much nicer.
There's also another compartment on the dash where you can hide away things, and it's a pretty good space. And also this model is equipped with the North American charging standard for Canada, which is nice to see, and with a DC fast charger and an 11 kilowatt onboard charger, it'll go from 10 to 80% in 30 minutes.
Okay, I am switching it over to you now. What do you think this is going to be used for? Who do you think it's targeted at? And what kind of businesses, for the most part, do you think are going to want one of these? I can totally see a company that wants to green their fleet.
Yeah.
Would want a work vehicle, delivery vehicle that they could put down the side, all electric. And also, Andrea, how much bigger or smaller is this than the ID Buzz?
Oh, this is a lot smaller than the ID Buzz. The Buzz is almost 11 inches longer, over 10 inches wider, and 1.6 inches taller. Even the wheelbase is almost 10 inches longer. Now, pricing is not available yet, so we can't share it with you, but this model is coming to Canada sometime in 2026.
Yeah, so Canada gets it. Because of the chicken tax, you don't get it in the US, and Canada's lobbying hard to get the passenger van. Actually, Andrea's lobbying hard with all the executives here.
When you see what it looks like, you're going to say, yeah, I really like that. I can see that on the road in North America.
So what do you guys think of that? It's the PV5.
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.